Offensively, we certainly didn't play in a manner that would give us very much breathing room, starting with our 9 first-half turnovers. And then, once again, we struggle at the free throw line. And, for the second game in a row, we really struggled shooting threes. 2 games in a row now, we're 5 for 29 from 3. And not a whole lot better from the foul line. So that puts extra pressure on your defense, especially when you're playing against a team like Dartmouth who's going to play possession basketball. They're going to pass and move the ball, cut and screen for a good portion of the shot clock. I thought for the most part our guys played pretty good defense, had good defensive discipline. But once again, with the way we did not convert and with our turnovers, we just didn't give ourselves a lot of breathing room this afternoon. Once again, I thought Carrick's performance was tremendous because of the energy and the effort. Comes down with a double-double, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks, 4 steals. I mean, he's a stat sheet stuffer, right? And I was just really pleased with the way he played today. Thought Jahi was really good on the ball, probably his best, overall effort, guarding the ball out front through the course of the game. And I was also pleased to be able to, get Kenny Martin into the game. Still really believe he has outstanding potential for us. Just, his body is going to go through some physical transformation, and he's really busy learning all the nuances of college basketball. So, anybody have any questions?
Kenny's kind of that energy guy. Is he like that in practice all the time as well?
Yeah, that's Kenny's game. He's a high motor, high energy guy. And I think once he's able to play and not think so much, because he really does have a lot on his plate right now in terms of learning, we'll see even a better motor. When you go back to how he played, with his club teams and his summer teams, that was the thing that, you just caught your eye because he was relentless. But I think that motor has slowed a little bit only because there's so much new in front of him. But once he's able to, just play naturally, our team will really benefit from his motor.
What did you like about when Carrick was playing the 2, you had a bigger group out there?
Yeah, we had a bigger lineup, and I thought that group in particular had a nice stretch for us.
What did you like particularly that they were able to do?
I thought the size helped us on defense, with some of the matchups. Dartmouth had a pretty, formidable, size and strength team. Not that they had an aircraft carrier in the middle, but they, big, strong kids, young men.
A lot of variables go into it, but some of these teams are hanging around for a while, and there's always a danger in that. How concerned are you about that?
I think we have to play better, though. I really do. But, things are rarely, as we always say, as good or as bad as they may first appear. And once again, if we shoot the ball better, even Wednesday night, at any number of intersections in the game, it has a completely different feel. And, I don't care who you're playing. If you add up our last 2 games from 3, 5 for 29, and what we have shot at the free throw line, you better be really good on defense. Really good on defense. And you better be converting a very high percentage of your 2-point shots. Because those numbers, are, clearly outliers. They're big numbers. And not in our favor. So I keep that kind of in mind because I think we have some pretty good shooters that for whatever reason, haven't shot their best.
Pretty pleased that did you think the energy level was kind of stepped up today?
Yeah, and I don't think, once again, if you go back to Wednesday, if that's what you're inferring, I don't know that our guys played with a lack of energy. We just had a very difficult time converting. And there's so many of those examples in my mind. We jump off to a 9-2 start, but we've already missed 4 free throws, so instead of it being 9-2, it could have been 13-2. You know, that's a big psychological difference. That's impactful. And then you could take that same example and apply it in other places, both Wednesday and Saturday. And like I said, it just doesn't give us a lot of breathing room. If you take our three-point shooting and free throw shooting, I mean, you know, and even today, when you saw some of those threes, we can't get any more open. I mean, it's just not physically possible. All of a sudden, if you make 2 of those, all of a sudden the whole thing has a different feel. But to our guys' credit, you know, today, our lack of shooting didn't spill over and adversely affect us on defense. I thought we just kept playing on defense.